zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. 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 In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. In the zone, in the zone, in the zone, podcast. 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 In the zone.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? What's going on? It's your man, B. Foster. Brian Foster is back in the building. We took a couple of weeks off, a little summer hiatus to live life and get outside and enjoy a little summertime shy self. I had a birthday while that happened.
That's really why we took off, because he wanted to celebrate his birthday.
That's true. That's true. Chantel wanted to be in studio on the day of my birthday.
I had such a cute birthday idea, too.
Man, nobody fuck with y'all on my birthday. I'm trying to kick it. Anyway, welcome back to another episode. We are glad you are here. For some of you that joined me last hour, I hope you enjoyed the Chris and Gina relationship show, excuse me. Gina, if you are tuning in or will watch this at a later date, congratulations to you and Lee. So happy for you two tying the knot.
Yay! That was happening!
They are tying the knot, so congratulations to Lee and Gina. Love you both. And I just want to say, for the record, the opinions and statements of Chris the Critic are not necessarily those of Brian Foster, Chantel Watson, and the In the Zone
I wasn't on,
podcast.
so...
I'm just giving that disclaimer for the whole goddamn show.
It wasn't me.
So anyway, hope you enjoyed. We are here today, actually, with a topic that Chantel came up with, and I love it, and I'll let her introduce it.
So, first of all, did y'all see the theme music? If you didn't start the beginning of the show, we have theme music. We have Juke theme music.
Fucking theme music.
We get professional, y'all. It's real cute. So... I'm sure somebody actually asked me how I came up with this topic. I was in spin class, and it's a black spin class, where they were actually playing Beat That Bitch with a Bat. And I thought to myself, what's going on with that world? Like, where's the culture? The inner high school Chantel, who used to try to footwork really hard and was just mad at it, got excited. And I had a question. I actually had a different topic at hand.
That's what y'all used to do besides go to class at Bowen, isn't it? Y'all used to.
It's true.
Ooh, yeah.
It's true. It's true. It's
dance in the hallway.
It's true. Have some battles in the hallway. Yup. It's true. Mm-hmm. So with that said, I thought to myself, what is going on? So I approached Brian with this topic. He said, I don't know shit about it. And I said, neither do I. So this is an opportunity for both of us to learn about the Juke footwork culture. Now, I know most of us are from Chicago. The ones who don't, you're about to learn today. And I'm sure some of us have saw it in high school, if not all of us. And we've gotten too bougie and grown now where we're above all of this. But let's go back to our high school roots for a second. So today we're going to talk about Juke. Where is it? Is it still alive? What are they doing? What does the future look like? And we want to get into the history. How did it start? Who started it? Yeah. Why did it go from house music? Because I remember calling it house music in high school to Juke. And just get into all those good little nuggets. So
only reason these older black folks think Juke is dead because they got diabetes and they can't move their feet that fast.
No, that's because they all into house now. So they like, deep inside, they all in that
ain't
now.
even real house music. But go ahead. We're not even gonna touch. That's a whole other show. We're going.
That probably should be another show. So, anywho, so our guest, small intro. I did go to high school with him. I was not joking when I said he is a Juke footwork icon. He has been in every group you can think of. He knows every DJ. He does it himself, and I'll actually let him give a little background of himself. I don't want to take it away too much. We have Leon Lely. Hey, thank you for coming. And yes, I do know. I went to high school with him, so I didn't go and stalk him. I actually went to high school with him. Yes, another Bowen person. I know I've been rolling in with the Bowen people, trying to even out the states with the Whitney Young folks. And yes, we actually can complete full sentences. So, Lily, thank you. Just give the people a little rundown of your background in this culture.
Well, the culture started for me when I was a kid. My mom was a dancer. My mom's a dancer and a singer. And so it was like house music has always been in the house. I don't care whether it came from the 70s on up to now. It's always been there. So I used to watch people dance all day long. So I just really got into the music really hard. So like around about 95, I really started getting into making music. And that's when the birth of Juke, around that time, that's when it started coming out. Because it went from house, ghetto house, Juke, to Footwork.
Let's talk about that, because that was the question I wanted to ask and didn't know how to ask. Like, I remember talking about it as house music as a kid, right? Before I knew anything about house picnic, house music, right? Or deep house, right? All I ever heard it called was house. What made a transition from being ghetto house or house, and then it come in Juke?
What made it change was ghetto house is more grungy, ghetto. I mean, they didn't care what they said. They beat that bitch with a bat. I
want to fuck you in the ass.
Yeah, all that became, it started changing to ghetto house because they had freedom to say anything they wanted. House music, they wanted to keep house music mainly more mainstream opposed to ghetto house. Ghetto, they can do and say whatever they wanted, and it was that. And so that's where ghetto house came from. Now, Juke came from when a lot of the DJs like Gantman, Clint, Poncho, Tone, Latal, it was a bunch of them. They started speeding up the music. So when they started speeding up the music, that's when the music started changing into a whole nother genre to Juke. They gave it a more of a dance to our culture opposed to the older culture, house music. And
Go ahead.
It's kind of, it's in a sense it's the same, but it ain't the same.
Right.
The rhythmic footwork and juking is totally different from house music.
So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Did the footworking come first, or did the music come first?
The music came first.
And then how did that speeding up of the music, like who was the person that was listening to that crazy fast beat and was just like, I gotta move my feet at a million miles an hour?
No, but what it was, what made them start speeding up the beat because of the samples they were sampling. When you sampling something, you gotta make it go onto a certain type of swing to make it sound good. So in order for them to have a swing that they really wanted, they had to speed up the music. So with them speeding it up, made it change how the direction on how the music was going.
Right.
So that's what made, and they gave it little catchy words to make the women bounce. So mainly juke music was mainly made to see women bounce.
See, I wanted to watch the women juke, watching them bounce their ass.
Well, when it first got started, that's what it.
So.
Basically.
Has always started. It's all about a woman.
Yeah, basically when it first started, man, yeah. Because it's saying, let me see you juke, you better. And so it's making you get out there. So juke music makes you want to get and go out there and just start doing something crazy as hell.
Got it. That's fun. It all starts with a woman.
Wars start for women. Making money stars with women.
Yeah.
Juking stars with women.
Who knew that fast beat And then Fast Feet really started with wanting a woman drop her ass. That's
Keep telling y'all got all the power. You give it away.
that is another show topic.
I'm sorry.
We're not here to
Bring
talk
me
about
back to that one too.
First of all, we talk
got
about
some
that
shit
like
to say,
literally every other week.
Y'all still don't believe me. Anyway.
It's a hard lesson to learn. So we talked about the music, right? It started with, them taking samples, wanting to speed them up to make girls shake their ass that much faster. And then that transitioned into
Juke
the
music.
actual footworking of it all, right?
Footworking is something totally different too.
Oh, let's get it.
I was just about to ask that.
Because footwork it's the same pace, but the rhythm is different. Sometimes they take the samples and stretch them out to make the rhythm sound totally different because their feet is moving a lot faster than it was than juke music.
Okay.
Because in juke dancing, they really not using a lot of their feet. They really bouncing a lot of ass, popping. That's juking. Footwork is footwork, so they needed something that's going to keep a consistent beat like that, and it's mainly about the bass and the sample and the way they combine it to make it have that drive.
Okay. So there is literally a difference between juking,
Yeah.
which we should fucking know this because we've lived here our whole goddamn life. But
I mean, I some people might not understand the difference between the
that's
two.
true.
You can consider juking down there like twerking.
I would
Yeah.
argue that
I think juking is the precursor.
It's the mother of juking
Mm-hmm.
or grandmother of
twerking.
twerking.
yeah.
Sorry, twerking for sure, absolutely. So now we've kind of gotten to the footwork piece of it. Where do the house-o-matics?
Dante, I'm on it. Don't worry about it.
Can someone show me what?
Don't worry about it, Dante. I'm on
It's
it.
there's this whole thing called YouTube.
No, he wants to see us do it. I'm gonna do it, D. Don't worry about it.
Shit.
I got you.
I will pause this show right now
Not yet.
to
Hold
watch
on.
Brian's footwork.
Hold, don't
or
worry
you
about
gonna
it.
juke? Which one you gonna
Both.
do?
Let's go.
Hey, I'm down for that too. I got
Are
you.
y'all gonna battle? Oh, are we back? Wait.
Shit.
I forgot my question. I've got
Get your question,
distracted.
stop.
All right, so we've talked about the evolution. It started with the music. You wanted to see the girls shake their ass. Now we've changed the beat a bit so that people can move their feet a bit faster. When do the groups emerge, right? When do the house-o-matics? When are the UFIUs?
Actually, those groups started in the early 80s.
What made them start?
I mean, late 80s. What it was, they've tried to find something to do. So the best thing they do, actually, what they was doing at first, they didn't have dance groups. They had like frat teams, and so that's what they started. House-o-matic actually started changing the dance group era because UFIU actually came from a group called the Untouchables from out west. They was, as they call it, they was jacking.
Oh man, that's a 70s term. Okay.
Yeah, they was jacking. So they wasn't.
You
Yeah,
old
they
enough to
wasn't
remember
doing
that.
like House-o-matic. When House-o-matic first came out, House-o-matic changed from the jacking to our actual dance group, where they implemented slow routines, fast routines, all that. House-o-matic started that. UFIU followed suit.
So so House-o-matic was UFIU
UFIU
really the founders of
UFIU was the founder of the Southside dance groups,
Gotcha.
and UFIU and House-o-matic was the founders of the Southside dance groups. Westside, totally different. Totally different.
We'll get into that in a second.
They groups started almost at the same time, but some of them was there before. Like the Untouchables, like I said, Donnell actually came from the Untouchables from out west. When his mom then moved him south, that's when he started UFIU, the Untouchable Unity Dance Troupe.
Interesting. Because you were leading me to another question, but I want to stay on kind of the evolution of this, right? So now we have the groups.
Now you want to hear something crazy?
Absolutely.
The ones that was in the groups is actually the ones who made the music.
So
DJ Poncho was in UFIU.
did he start UFIU?
No, we was all dance group members.
Okay.
And Poncho said, man, one of the girls, actually how they came up with the term juking, we was at Mr. G's. It was a party that we performed at. And one of the girls it was like three of them say, man, this party was juking. And Gant and Poncho was like, what y'all say? Juking. So Gant went over to start beating on the bar. Let's go, we juking. And then next thing we know, 2 weeks later, Poncho and Gang came in there. Let's go, we juking. Let's go.
I told you all I had a Juke Footwork historian. He
Absolutely.
was even there
when
as
things
part of the goddamn
at the
history.
birth of this shit. So let me ask this: so you said the DJs were often in the dance groups.
Oh yeah.
So did they?
I started out dancing before I started making music.
Okay, so did you start DJing because you needed beats for you to dance?
No.
Okay.
It's just I started DJing because I love the music.
Okay.
That's the reason why I DJ. Now, a lot of them, it's just because they love the music.
Mm-hmm.
They went from dancing to a DJ because they want to keep the music going.
Yeah.
Like now, the way the dance groups is now, they're more like majorette teams. They're not
Wow.
not like how our dance groups was.
That feels like a slight diss.
No, it's not.
A little diss.
It's not.
It depends on how you feel about majorettes, I suppose.
All I'm saying, I'm just saying, just like we were dance groups, they kind of like show because when I think of majorettes, I think of like it's Showtime at the Apollo.
It is. It's
It's
exactly
like these 200 people. It's not really grounded.
It's choreographed.
It's
Yeah.
not really grounded in the culture
It's not. It's not.
of footworking. It's
It's
more.
not. It went. They took
Yeah.
it away.
See, I wasn't crazy with what I thought. So
When they started changing with the dance groups, that's when they started with the footwork cliques.
You're gonna have to walk us through this. Me and Brian know we
Okay.
And most of our
total
audience.
we know nothing
Okay,
about
what-
any of this.
What it is, when the dance groups started changing to majorette teams, that's when they started making battle cliques. So you have a group of kids that did nothing but footwork. That's it. That's all footwork. That's when they came up with the Terror Squads, Goon Squad,
and
Total
these are the
Impact.
current groups, current
Yeah.
dance groups. Okay.
Yeah, these are the current ones. And now, back when I was dancing in UFIU, we had a battle clique inside UFIU, which was called the Dungeon. And that was all the guys and some of the girls that actually footworked out of the group, because not all the members in the group could actually footwork. So
Now wait, pause.
This sounds like the drum line.
Pause. You have a dance group where there is a portion of people who can't dance.
Who can't
No,
footwork?
they can't
That's
footwork.
different.
That's basically that. You
No,
can't
no,
dance.
no. That's
No.
different.
No, it's different.
That's a different
Oh,
thing.
because like say for instance,
See, now my shit coming.
you got some people that's good at actual regular choreograph,
Okay.
slower pace, opposed to the people that can actually footwork. These are people that that's all they really want to do is footwork. They can do the other thing, but they rather just do the footwork part.
Okay, I'm following.
So they actually let dance groups split up like that. So when dance groups started splitting up from the footwork cliques, that's when they became majorettes, and these came battle cliques.
It's like rap. It's
And
literally like
when
rap.
the battle cliques really came out, that's when the music took footwork.
Okay, so it went from one piece.
When they took the juking from the dance groups, that's when it became footwork music.
And then now they're just Showtime at the Apollo.
Yeah, basically.
Let me ask this. So you touched on this earlier, and it made me think of like percolator, right? The South Side percolator and the West Side percolator.
Yeah.
You said there's a difference between the South Side crews and the West Side
It
crews.
is. It's a big difference.
What's
actually.
dive into that.
The forms is different. Like the West Side started with the Holy Ghost. South Side, when we got a hold to it, we just called it ghosting.
Wait, what is the Holy Ghost?
It's
Again,
it's
you talk
footwork.
to a whole bunch of novices.
It's footwork.
Here. It's like a step in footwork.
Yeah, it's
okay.
a footwork. Yeah.
We may have to have you show us that later.
The Holy Ghost.
I'm about to YouTube that shit.
The Holy Ghost. Actually, what happened was, footwork really started on the West Side. Dance groups started mainly on the South Side more than the West Side. West Side mainly had footwork. They used to footwork a
It's
lot
just like
on the West.
freestyle.
Freestyle, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, some of the guys from the South Side used to travel to the West Side to learn the footwork, because when House-O-Matic switched up the dance groups from a fraternity to a dance group, they had 3 to 4 major members from the West Side: Mike, Calvin, Goose, and I can't think of the other one's name. They brought footwork from the West Side to the South Side for House-O-Matic. So when House-O-Matic started footworking, UFIU started looking at it like, hey, where the hell are they learning that from? So a couple of our guys started going out west and started learning their footwork, and they came back south, and they changed the whole style. That's when the Dungeon Footwork crew started on the south side. They changed the whole way the west side footwork to make our own.
What were the changes?
Yeah.
The movements. Some of them is some of the west side movements is different from the south side. You know, it's according to body movement.
Okay.
Some people are more stiffer and some people are looser.
Yeah.
And to me, south side, we kind of like a little bit more stiffer, opposed to out west. Out west, if you see some of them dance, some of them niggas act like their dance ain't got no bones at all.
Damn.
None whatsoever. But now, the South, now the culture is actually not split up. We actually didn't banded them all together again because Juke and Footwork was never supposed to be separated. So now we're fighting now to actually make them back whole the way they was, because we are one whole culture, and it don't make no sense for us to split it up just like with the house music. Reason why house music is separated from Juke and Footwork music, because a lot of the old heads don't respect a lot of the younger DJs. And they don't like the fact that how we speeded up the music. None of that. They can't stand that. And some of my cousins and are older DJs, and they be like, I can't stand y'all music. They
Because it's too fast.
I wouldn't even say it's too fast. I would say it's the fact that I think our drive is a lot harder than theirs. But see, it was easier for them to get out there because they had people out there putting out vinyl. And they wanted the music so they can't put out the vinyl. See, now they're not really doing vinyl. Now, vinyl, they still sell vinyl overseas, but in the States, they're not really doing vinyl. It's more according to streams.
I know one of the things I wanted to get into with it, you kind of hinted at, right, is this idea of battling.
Oh, yeah.
How, let's talk about battle then versus like battling now. What did you win in a battle? Is it just like...
Well, back then, there was no prizes.
Respect.
Yeah, it was more of a respect thing on who got the better moves. Now, it's a little bit more aggressive. Actually, it's a lot more aggressive. And when they battle, they battle. It's like they're like a fist fight on feet. No bullshit.
I need to see a video on this. How is this possible?
Shit, it's big time possible.
I believe you. I'm just not in it well enough to be able to see that.
Then don't let the music encourage the battle.
Right.
Because nowadays the music encourages the battle. And some DJs, when they don't have a good rhythm with the dancers, they won't dance at all. Them footworkers will not dance. They will stand there and look at your ass like you crazy. They will cuss you out. Change that shit. They will not dance.
Why are they so aggressive?
Well, some of the music made them that way.
Okay.
Now, West Side footworkers are not aggressive like South Side.
So basically what I'm getting from this is that as much as the South Side like to talk about how violent the West Side is, we're really the problem in this scenario.
Well, I've always said this, and I stand by it as a adopted West Sider, that West Siders don't gotta prove they fucking hard. We already know they fucking hard. Southside motherfuckers out here trying to run around proving they tough.
Yeah.
And they doing it every avenue.
They out here trying
including
to motherfucking create a rep when the West Side motherfuckers don't got to worry about it.
And see, to me, the ones who really made it more aggressive was this footwork clique called the Wolfpack. Wolfpack is a clique that derived from the Dungeon battle clique.
Which was in House of Matic.
No,
right?
UFAU.
UFAU, okay.
And so,
I'm sorry. It's a lot of history I'm absorbing here, okay?
So when Wolfpack came out, Wolfpack made it more aggressive because they was aggressive. So it's like when they got to battle, they run up on you, push you and everything, like, what's up? And that's when they take straight off, start battling. And it's been like that ever since. They refuse to go backwards. When we just this summer alone, because August is our Footwork Appreciation Month. So what we do, picnics, parties, everything in August. Like we got coming up, we just did DJ Solo's album release party Sunday. One of the best battles that you ever could see was that night. Them boys was out there getting it all night, including girls.
Now, we just learned something, that there is a Footwork Appreciation Month.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I feel like we need to get that on Branson Johnson's docket
I love it.
to make that an act like
August.
let that be not nationally known, but definitely a citywide.
Yeah.
Yeah, August is Footwork Appreciation Month.
It was the West Side. He's probably
Because you got to think about,
Probably.
you know why it's Footwork Appreciation Month? The
Nope.
butt billiken.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
The butt billiken. We showcase everything during the butt billiken.
That makes sense.
Now, one thing I hate about the butt billiken now, they make them kids look like a minstrel show to me, personally. Because for me, performing in the butt billiken parade so many years, we didn't have to wear costumes.
Yeah.
We just wore uniforms, jogging suits or short suits,
Right.
something like that. Now they make it go to the extreme that they have to wear costumes. Like they have to have themes. If they ain't dressed in their theme, they just there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They don't allow it. Let me ask you this. This is completely off script. So back in the day, breakdancing, right? The part of the lure of breakdancing was the battle.
Yeah. Just like jacking too.
Yeah, just like jacking. That's right. So do you think this is all a progression from that type of? I don't know another dance form that had a battle
Yeah.
before breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that come from that.
Yeah.
Breaking, jacking, juking was not. That's nothing for battling. That was just dancing.
Mm-hmm.
But footwork, that's battling.
Mm-hmm.
They battle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, juking. I just want to stay on the wall, but you put your booty on me.
Yeah.
That's all
That's
this.
juking.
That's juking. Yeah.
Yes, I did that too. Not today, cause I'm old.
Well, put your booty on somebody while they were standing on the wall.
Not even isn't that jacking? No.
I'm
when
asking.
think
I'm
of-
asking what you're talking about.
Okay, so when I think of
What you used to
in
do.
high school, and when I used to,
She wasn't doing all that.
She was.
that's not true. There's video out there. Where is Fred Holcomb? There's a video of me dancing in high school. Not footworking, because that was not.
Oh, not footworking. Not footworking.
No.
Not footworker.
But
I heard you was dancing at the Dragon Room, like professionally.
At
You
the
was
Dragon
I heard
Room?
you was on the bar as one of the bottle girls for like $50.
I wish I was. Shit, I think would have made some money at the Dragon Room while you trying to be a hater. Shit.
I'm just asking questions. As the host, it's my job to ask questions.
To see if I was at the Dragon Room at 20 on the bar,
Yeah.
But you know what?
not a problem.
When we was in high school, we had a lot of dancers in there anyway.
It was so. That is really true. Like
We had a lot
a
of
good
dancers.
half of the school would dance. We would have. About to let y'all know a little secret. We would have talent shows
Yeah.
every year
Yeah.
where it was like I don't know 20 or 30 groups of made up people would get together.
Wait, did you
And
just
the-
say 20 or 30 groups?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was in two.
I ain't
And
gonna lie,
I
I
was
was,
up
it
there
was
this.
like I was like a tug of war. They was like, you gonna be with us. No, he gonna be with us. And
Yes,
I'm like,
because Lily literally was the best footworker in the school, hands down. Period. Nobody could touch him. But yes, we would have these talent shows. Nobody would sing.
no,
Nobody would act.
There was no reading of Shakespeare?
It was
No Macbeth?
dancing.
no.
That-
It
just
was
dance.
like it was like Fame
Yeah,
with Juke and
yeah, exactly, exactly.
and it would be a host. And they would enter, and then you
Yeah.
see these group of people in these matching outfits.
So it's basically a dance competition. That's what
Yeah.
I'm hearing. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's solid gold.
And if you remember, nobody would really win.
Nope,
It was no real winner.
it was just a showcase.
You
It was
just
a
showcase.
showcase, yes.
Okay, I like that.
And it was so much
But somebody,
fun.
wait,
It was very
wait.
much fun.
Somebody would win.
No.
No, not officially. But somebody would. They'd be like, no, y'all was the best
because
motherfuckers out there.
everybody would be so different. Like
Yeah.
the group I would dance in, it wouldn't be footwork. We
Uh-huh.
would juke, but we also, to his earlier point, right, there'd be some slow pieces.
Yeah,
Sometimes
okay.
you mix some guys in there and you do like a little like turning dance routine.
Gotcha.
And everybody's routine was so very different.
What would y'all dance to?
Ooh,
Definitely have danced to some R. Kelly. I'm ashamed to say I'm sorry.
That's how we all did.
R. Kelly, Silk.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm gonna say this.
H-Town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. When we was dancing in dance groups, we might as well say we was dry fucking. No
It's
bullshit.
true. It's true. The
No
floor
bullshit.
and each
Let me
other.
tell you, we did plenty of shows. My mama didn't cuss me out at the end. You
Really?
nasty little motherfuckers on the floor.
Why was your mama there? It was like in the middle of the day.
What? My mama didn't. Every show I done they had, my mama was there.
That's love.
Our shows would be at literally 11 o'clock on a Tuesday.
And Mama said, I'm coming to see my baby.
She said, I'm taking the day
I
off,
ain't
coming
mad
to
at
see
that.
my baby.
I ain't mad at that.
But yeah,
Early lunch. I ain't
that
mad
was
at that.
fun. It's a little insight into Chantel, but it was
Okay.
a lot of fun, and we did it I hope they kept that up after we left.
Hell no.
They did it? That's
Hell
sad.
no. Bowen and went through so much shit it don't make no sense.
We won't get into the nuances of Bowen
That's
High
another
School.
show.
That it honestly
Sure
is.
hell is.
So here's how I remember House and Juke. I remember everybody in the city either wanted to be
In a dance
footworking.
group, yeah.
They wanted to be. I definitely wanted to be in a dance group. I was never good enough, but that's fine. I'll cry my sad tears into a pillow. What do you believe caused the explosion of popularity of footwork? Do you think it was just
TV.
all the TV? Oh, like Bud?
No. You got
Elaborate.
You got footwork crews that have been on TV from Chicago. Chicago Footwork Kings. They was on ABDC on the MTV show.
Which MTV show?
The battle the when they had all the dance groups come on.
Oh, where it was like the Jabberwockies and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I do vaguely remember that.
Footwork
It's like I
King.
have no idea what you're
No,
talking
I
about.
never watched it, but I never seen it.
Footwork Kings was in that, and then
Oh, Dennis, I just saw that question. God damn it, we think alike.
What did he say?
About the South Side and West Side percolator. I didn't even see him. I didn't even see that until just now.
I don't know if that falls in this category. We asked that.
No. He
question,
was
though.
saying that the movements were different. That's why I was.
Yeah,
like,
it
Oh
is.
yeah.
so it's like and the Footwork Kings is actually derived from a bunch of kids from different areas, West Side, South Side, South Suburbs, North Side, all of them band together to make that group, so they can do worldwide shows. But now, when they dismantled Footwork Kings, it didn't stop there, because you actually before them, it was other dancers from Chicago that was going with DJs overseas, just footworking on the stage. Terrace
Like footwork and where on stage would they have
overseas. They have festivals.
Okay.
Like now, it's more festivals worldwide. Far as for footwork music, it's crazy.
Wait a minute. Pause. Are you telling me that they're? And I don't mean this to be derogatory at all. I'm old and have no visibility on footwork.
It sounds like it's about to be.
Are you telling me that there are footwork international festivals?
Yes, big time.
That's
Like they got footwork crews that's worldwide. Creation Global. Creation has a team in Japan, Tokyo, Arizona, Chicago, California. Yeah, these dance groups are everywhere.
Our
These
culture is
footwork-
always more appreciated.
You know what? That's true.
outside.
Cause I can show
That's
you.
true.
I can show you my band camp. I've been making music a long time, and I've been selling albums. Most of my music is being sold overseas.
Yeah.
I mean, they buy more of my music overseas than they will here.
That's
Our culture is
And the reason-
always more embraced.
And the crazy thing about it is, Chicago won't support each other for nothing. But everybody and their mama wants to latch on to everybody from Chicago. You go when you move out of Chicago and you go somewhere and you tell them you from Chicago, they want to latch on to you like you are the glue to everything.
That's. But let's go back. It's international, right? What is? I have like political questions around this. Like, what? How does?
Here she goes.
I gotta do it.
Here she
gotta
goes.
do
Go
it.
ahead, do it.
I'm used to her.
Here she goes.
I have to do it. So let's talk about how the culture, the community, the footworking community in Chicago. How do they feel about the fact that it's now it's global, right?
Well-
versus how you feel about how it's become a global
Well, some
culture,
people-
community,
It's a culture.
phenomenon.
We call it the culture.
Yeah.
What it is, you got some people that goes overseas and teach the classes from Chicago. Now, some people don't like the fact that they take our culture out of the country, but to me, it should be out of the culture, out of the country. It should be anywhere that anybody wants to dance, and if they like that culture, learn it. You know what I'm saying? Now, you got people like Boo Dilla, King Charles. Now, these are dancers that actually teach footwork classes. Mad Dog, it's a couple of them that teach footwork classes worldwide. Because Boo Dilla done been somewhere everywhere dancing. Boo Dilla, one of my good friends, AG, Lightbulb, it's a bunch of them. And they have been just about all over the world footworking.
Footworking. And
Yeah.
so you're saying for yourself, you think it should be global, but there are people in the
That fights it,
culture
yeah.
that feel like it should stay here in the U.S. amongst blacks, which
Yeah.
I'm with them. But I'm not in the culture, so
But see,
who
look,
cares what I
But I'm going to tell you something. if you see some of the crew from Tokyo, they actually a hell of a lot better than the ones from here.
I believe it.
They will fuck them up bad because they take it further than we take. Some people here in Chicago are relaxy daisy when it comes to the footwork. When you out of the state and out of the country and you see it, they take it hard. They take it real serious. Like the Havoc Picnic. Havoc Picnic is the one that has.
This is another footwork and festival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Havoc is actually an old dance group.
Okay.
An old footwork crew that actually they just throw yearly picnics now. So when Havoc throws their picnics, Creation Global comes from everywhere just to come to this picnic so they can battle all the other cliques, because that's where they mainly, like, if you've seen the last one, that battle was very intense. It was like no holds barred, everybody against Creation.
I am dumbfounded by that.
How so?
I guess, okay, so I'm thinking about, I am fully in my 16-year-old Chantel self. Like, my 16-year-old Chantel self is thinking, fuck you.
It was longer for me, don't be
that. I know. I wasn't going to go there, but...
Somebody on there said they used to work with Havoc.
Who's that, Big Gore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
He worked with everybody.
Yeah, he did.
He is, by the way, for those who don't know, Brian Gorman is the
owner-operator of the Bronzeville Podcast Studio and the Chicago Hip Hop Museum, which is where we are broadcasting.
Yes, and you guys should come and visit. There's a lot of
absolutely
good Chicago hip hop nuggets in here. But back to what I was saying.
Matter of fact, Havoc, the president and founder of Havoc, he was actually one of the original footwork kings, Prince J-Ron.
There you go.
So much history.
He might have a picture up in here somewhere.
He probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he might.
But I just think about, like, the little girl Chantel just remembers this very moment in time where it was just like people I could touch doing it, and now to think that there are, Koreans and Chinese people doing something that was so beloved to me at 16 years old is I marvel at it. I also hate it, because we also know that I'm always concerned when people get into our culture.
You think they're appropriating everything we do.
Well, look, show me an instance where black people came up with something they didn't appropriate.
I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: Footwork, they brought them into it. They didn't take it. Footworkers brought it to them.
There you go.
I mean, that's
like basketball.
Basketball. I don't think we started. Did we start basketball?
Yeah, as a country, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, as a country.
Oh, as a country, yeah.
That's why I was like.
Oh, you mean black people? No.
Yes,
no,
I was like, did we start
we didn't.
basketball?
No, we didn't start.
I didn't think so, but
yeah, we took that bitch over though.
Yeah, but see, there's always a link to basketball back to America,
mm-hmm.
right? My concern, and it could be an irrational concern, I can be responsible for that, is that 25 years from now, because it has been so international, because there are other countries that have perfected it, that they will then be known as the founders and the creator of the culture and of the...
They'll never be able to do that. Reason being because they don't make their music like we make ours. And the culture is always going to stay in Chicago.
Oh, so you always think it will always have its...
They're going to always come back here. They're going to always have... Because they always do it now. From the beginning of footworking, they actually come back to Chicago to learn the culture.
But you don't think at some point they will have immersed themselves so much that they won't have to do that any longer?
No, I think they like the history of it. So they come back to understand the history of it.
How come you guys don't do, not you guys, because I don't know if you're involved with that or not. How come there are no international, because this is the epicenter of it, why aren't there any festivals here that brings...
They do.
Oh, so there are here.
Yeah, Pitchfork.
See, I don't fucking...
The Pitchfork Festival.
I didn't know that was a footworking festival.
It's not just the footworking festival, but they have footwork DJs.
Mm-hmm.
I had no clue, because all they ever talk about is like Common and whoever else shows up there.
That's what sells.
But you got to think about it. You know who worked with the footwork DJs the most? Chance the Rapper. DJ Spin. He's the one who make just about a lot of Chance the Rapper's Juke songs. Yeah.
You know we didn't know none of this.
For real?
No. He really don't understand. He talks to a bunch of old people.
Actually, I knew that little piece.
You did?
Actually, I knew that little piece.
So I'm the idiot. I'm the dumb dumb on the show.
This
It makes her bad. I'm older than you.
Who, him?
Me?
No,
Oh, well,
yes, and me, motherfucker.
he's not older than you.
No, I'm older than you. Saying he's,
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't.
Excuse me, baby Chantel.
But I know.
No, that's the one little thing I know.
Idea that Chance was still involved in that.
Oh yes.
Are there other major label
Let me tell
artists?
you, Chance the Rapper deals with the Era Footwork crew all the time. Him, Spin, and the Era Footwork crew, they do videos, they do some of everything together. So they working. They big time working.
Do you think he's trying to? I mean, I know it's already national, right? I don't know.
Chance was one of the people that tried to make it mainstream.
That was gonna be my question, right?
Yeah, remember when he did the I think that was the BT Awards?
See, I'm really bad. I don't watch a lot of TV.
See, one of the
Did you see the BET Awards?
Not since 1997.
I think one of the
Put that last comment about that.
Yeah.
one of the BT Awards, Chance the Rapper had yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He produced it.
Oh.
When Chance the Rapper gets a chance to do his shows, he always takes some footworkers with him. Always.
First of all, I've never seen a Chance the Rapper. Shame on me. I've never seen any of his concerts. That's actually pretty fucking awesome. What?
I've seen two of them now. Think about it.
Did you know that he had footwork?
Yeah. So when we were in Philly at the Made in America concert that Jay-Z threw, he had lots of footworkers, and they went crazy every time they came out.
Yeah.
In Philly?
In Philly, yeah.
Isn't that wild? Like, so again, thinking back as a kid, thinking back to my kid self, like to think about something that I saw my entire life and people see it and marvel at it, and I've always been so immersed in it. It's like, oh
man,
Footworkers.
You'll be amazed.
It's like if I took the Bucket Boys to New Hampshire, they would go fucking nuts, and you'd be like, "Oh, the Bucket Boys, it's the same shit." Yeah, same shit.
Oh, y'all here too?
And now the funny part is when you go to Vegas and you go on the old
Are
strip.
you gonna tell me the Bucket Boys footwork in Vegas?
No, we got footworkers that's in Vegas that footwork down the old strip. They be in there playing footwork music and they be out there footworking. Yes, they do.
Now,
On what the fuck is the name of that street?
I
I was just there.
Damn.
They just flipped the street. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Nothing.
Yeah, Terror Squad.
Fremont.
Yeah, Fremont.
Oh, they're on Fremont.
Yeah.
I very rarely go to Fremont when
Terror
I go to Vegas.
Squad.
should.
Some of
It's
Terror
kinda
Squad
dope,
members is in Vegas.
I mean, I like Fremont. I just don't spend a lot of time down there.
I do. I like Fremont.
Even if you just
Street.
spend an evening, like 4 hours, get a $19 buffet and see some footwork. You look.
Well, now that I know that's a possibility,
Yeah.
I will go to Fremont and see some footwork and feel like home. Give me a nice bag of Garrett's popcorn.
All of that.
Even though the Garrett's popcorn is not the same.
I haven't had it, but I know it's there.
But yeah, and feel like I'm home. So what? Okay, so we have asked you.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
They said it on
Did you
there.
put that bottom?
The Chance the Rapper always got a little bit in Paul's Eddie.
There
Oh,
you
that's
go.
Juan.
That's Juan. Juan, use your ass. I told you
We
to be on
tried to
this show.
have you on the show, Juan. We tried.
Next time.
We'll do this. I want Chicago to take credit for the West
And
Coast.
y'all know Juan is the
Crunk it.
the-
Oh.
You know
Wait
Juan.
a minute. So do you think there's a correlation
Interesting.
similar to the GDs and the Bloods out? That's right? Bloods and the GDs. If I'm wrong, y'all know what I mean. Is it a similar kind of transition from footwork into crunking in LA? Like the
Hell no. Ain't no.
there's no connective tissue whatsoever.
Hell no. Now, don't get me wrong. When they do the Red Bull festivals, they do everything. Every type of dance you can think about. The Red Bull festivals, they do footwork, dance. They do everything. Ballet, tap. The Red Bull festivals showcase everything. But you'll be amazed on how many footworkers actually dance off of hip hop music and can footwork to it.
I'm trying to think about that. I feel like that would be too slow.
Nope. It's
I
actually
mean, I
not.
believe you because you do it.
Yeah, it's actually not. It's actually some hip hop songs is made at the same tempo as footwork music.
Well, you think the footwork beat would be too slow?
No, I would think like I'm thinking of Jay-Z's.
Oh, you think what they rhyme off of?
Yeah, it
I
would be
see.
too slow.
Nope.
Well, man, that actually might look
See,
kind
one
of cool,
thing.
even if
One
they
thing
did it
you
a little
got.
slower.
One thing you got to think about with Chicago dancers. When you learn how to dance from a dance group standpoint, they make it to the point that you be able to dance off of any type of music.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Because you never know. Say, for instance, your performance cut off and the only music they got is something else. You still got to have that performance. You still got to finish that performance, especially if you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be able to know them moves at the drop of a dime off of anything. So that's why when we learn how to dance in a dance group, they made us to the point that we can dance off of anything. It used to be so ignorant with us. They used to put blindfolds on us or tell us to close our eyes. And if you bump into the person next to you, that means you too wild. You ain't paying attention.
I wouldn't have ever thought of that.
Yeah, that's what made a lot of us stay in a circle. That's why when you seen them dancing and they doing their footwork routines, you never seen them collide. They moves in sync because they made them do that.
Trained.
I
Trained.
didn't think
You
so.
gotta train that eye in your feet because if you dancing too wild, you're gonna make the whole performance look nasty.
That's true. I know you're right there. All right, so now we have to acknowledge we're old. We're old people. Let's talk a little bit how we all look fabulous. The melanin be popping on everybody. Let's talk a little bit about how, your generation, the generation maybe right before you, the one right after you, how are you guys still involved in the culture? I know you are a DJ. Let's talk about other people who are still in the culture. How are they supporting it? How are they fostering it? What initiatives are...
Shit, a lot of peers my age are still dancing.
Like, we talked about this out in the hallway. I want to make sure people knew that.
Yeah, they actually still performing and footworking. Yeah.
Like, when you say performing...
It's guys that's older than me that's still footworking. Yeah.
That made my arthritis hurt.
They would get
When you said arthritis,
and it makes so bad. We still get out there with the youngsters. I can keep up with them youngsters just like some of my peers can. Some of us are better than the youngsters.
Well, y'all should be. Y'all the founders of it.
But see, a lot of the kids don't honor that. They don't try to hear that.
Well, they children, of course they
Yeah,
do.
I know that. But see, some of them got ignorant presidents too.
Well, it is Chicago after all.
Yeah, it's all about a battle, so it's a good thing.
So are you guys still like running the groups?
Some of them still have groups. Yes.
They still have groups, and they're still doing choreography. It seems like a lot of you guys
Some of these groups get together just towards the end of for the summer. Some of them don't do no shows throughout the winter, fall. Spring. None of that. They wait till the spring and the summer to start doing their performances because a lot of them just want to do the bud.
So the focus is still
the bud billiken.
The bud. At the end of the day, that's always the coup de grace for everybody. Really?
Because it's, first of all, you're being televised.
Right.
And for two, it showcases talent throughout Chicago. Because you got to think about it now. They don't invite other people from other places to be in the bud no more.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, think about it. Because back in the day, that's because the Bud Billiken is not owned by the same person. Mm-hmm. He sold the Chicago Defender to a company, and they changed everything. Because technically, they wanted to cancel the Bud Billiken. They didn't want that to happen anymore. But they thought about it like, man, if we take this bud away from them, they are going to tear this place
be a
up.
Problem. Yeah.
It would be a huge problem.
And plus, these kids look forward to it. And that's when they know they finna get ready and go back to school. So now we got to get serious. So fuck it. Our last hoorah, we finna see them dance down this damn strip. And a lot of people really don't realize dancing down King Drive is tiresome.
I can imagine.
From fucking 35th all the way to 55th, yes, it's
a lot of
tiresome.
energy. And it stops every 2 feet.
Yeah.
And you gotta stand still.
So you gotta do the whole routine over again.
Yeah.
You go half a block, maybe.
Yeah.
And you gotta do the shit again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You'd be amazed on how many times I done went home and was like, my legs, I got cramps. It's Charlie horses. I called Charlie horse in a parade before.
And so talk us through that. So you called Charlie horse, what'd you do?
I kept going.
Wait a minute, I've had a Charlie horse. How the fuck did you dance through a Charlie?
Big ass on down that line.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, my arthritis, shout out to you.
I just said word.
Is in pain. So, okay. We've talked about the history. We've talked about the culture.
Because Juan actually is one of the historians of dance group.
We know. We tried to have him on.
Juan said he
but
saw us late. It's fine.
Juan is one of the legends of the dance group world.
he was the founder of UFIU, right?
No, he's the founder of House Arrest.
House Arrest. My apologies, Juan. I'm ignorant in the world of footwork. But yeah, we got a little note that he was one of the founders.
Oh hell yeah.
Glad he's watching.
He's one of the legends. One of the other legends I was trying to get him to come to hear, Donnell. He's the founder of UFIU. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was now the founders of the legends of the dance group world. Juan, Donnell, Terrain from out west. That's the main attraction. Ronnie Sloan for House Somatic, and they consider Final Phase is
one of the. I forgot about Final Phase.
Yeah, Maurice. He's one of the. Those are the legends as far as the dance group world.
And what are they all doing now? I know Juan. I looked at his Facebook page. Apparently, he does triathlons and marathons and shit.
Yeah, that Super Negro there.
Please, I saw him. I was like, okay. What about the rest of the founders?
Donnell is actually the principal at Sullivan House High School.
I'm not familiar with Sullivan House.
It's right down the street from Bowen. I don't see how you don't know it. It's on 83rd.
Oh, wait. It used to be called something else.
No, it was called Sullivan House. We looked at it as a bad boy and bad girl school.
The elementary school, right?
No, it was a high school. Well,
okay, clearly I do not remember.
A lot of people think of it as an alternative school.
Oh.
I thought Bowen was an alternative school.
Like a hater? We were not Jones commercial, fuck you.
Hell no. We had a bunch of ignorant ass people in there, but no.
Like, I can tell you stories about Bowen, but we were not an alternative school.
My bad.
Damn, Whitney Younger.
My bad.
But anyway, all right. The rest of the founders, what are they up to? We know Super Negro is doing triathlons and
running schools.
and running schools.
Wow, we got to connect, brother.
And I don't see how I forgot his name. Marcus from K59. They're also a legend too. Marcus, Darnell is the principal. Terrain actually runs a company that's out west that actually still has a dance group, and he actually teaches dancing.
All types of dance or just
some of everything.
Okay,
that's what's up.
Reese actually getting the Final Phase back together, and Maurice actually has performers. What's her name? Lil Sammy.
Is he getting like the old dancers back together? He's getting like new.
All new. Reese is more now promoter, as far as his artists. Mm-hmm. And Final Phase is still one of his, you might as well say, artists. So he keeps all of them going.
That's what's up. That everybody's still somewhat involved.
Everybody is still in the culture, because we just had a UFIU. When you was talking about, we just had our reunion, and it went off the chain. A lot of us was drunk, tired, about ready to pass out, but we had a damn ball, because a lot of people didn't know that UFIU had so many different chapters of it.
I had no idea.
Just like Juan has more chapters than every dance group out. House Arrest has chapters in every college.
Like when you say college, like
every black college you can think about, there's a chapter of House Arrest 2 in it.
Right now.
Right now.
So we talking about like Hampton, Howard,
every black college,
Southern.
Every black college, because Juan got them to the point that everybody was going to college. It was a mandatory thing damn near with them.
God damn it, Juan, that is what's up.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Juan.
Every member of House Arrest 2 has something going on as far as they went to college, they have a career, and they major in everything that they did as far as with House Arrest.
Wow, we're about to send you the damn link so you can join that personally.
You need a major shout out. That is fucking amazing.
See? House Arrest Choose.
Yeah, that's what it said.
The chapters.
That is amazing.
I wouldn't have. Not saying I don't know people go to college. I know black folks go to college. I myself went to college, but I love that there was an initiative, even within that culture, to say, look, this all fun and games with the footwork, but we need to go and educate ourselves.
And then it makes so bad now. House Arrest just had a reunion too, and just about all the chapters came.
So can the regular people come? Can us non-footworking bougie blacks come?
Like, the TS picnic is coming up. And
TS,
that's Terror Squad Footwork Crew.
Do you all come to each other's picnics?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We support.
Why don't y'all just have one big picnic?
Because it's different companies that's going to picnics. They tried that, but it's almost like how the house picnic is. it's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So everybody would bump heads. But see, now we have a collective of DJs that actually work together, that motivate each other and push each other all day, every day. Every day we talk on the phone. Every day we making music. We pushing each other. So it's like, we didn't not locked all the cultures. Everybody from the culture just about in again, like I was back in the early '90s.
All right. So where, we talked about the history. Where are you hoping this goes? Where would you like to see Footwork 20 years from now?
I actually want to see Footwork on the major stage. I seen a little bit of it from when Missy came to Chicago and get some dancers, and when Chance the Rapper take his. I want them to acknowledge Chicago for its genre of music, because house music has been here since the 60s, 70s, going up to now, and it's still been going hard. It's harder than every genre of music. Think about it. We take every genre of music and make it into our own music. We take R&B music and make it into hip hop music. Footwork music. We take folk music and we'll make it into a footwork beat. Anything we feel like we can make a beat to it, we do it.
Irish jig dancing.
And anything. And that's why a lot of our music sells overseas more.
Because it's so diverse.
It's so diverse.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
That does make sense.
All right, well, I've run out of questions, Brian. Do you have any more questions?
I don't know if I can even and have more history stuff into me. I'd love this shit.
I feel like I learned for something I was involved in for this much time. I feel like I learned so much. Is there anything? Here's a question. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you think is valuable for us to know?
No, not really, not now, because what people keep saying that we two different cultures, as far as like Footwork and the Juke, there's no separation anymore. It's all back one whole culture. We love it that way because it's our music. It's ours. Chicago made that music, and we're gonna keep making that music. I don't give a damn how a lot of us get old. We still doing it because we love to see these kids do the art that we started.
That's what's up.
I would encourage all us bougie blacks that, once we do the house picnic and we've heard that.
Why are you looking at me? I ain't bougie.
Shit.
So that means y'all ain't never heard about the festivals that be downtown either.
No.
They have a river walk where the footworkers, they film all the footwork be filmed, projected onto the wall.
Oh yeah,
down the river wall.
I saw that.
You've been on all this stuff and
I
I knew none of this.
I didn't know that yet.
But what I am gonna say is, I think August during Footwork Appreciation Month, we take a beat from house and we go to some of these.
Yeah, we gotta revisit. Let's revisit this conversation then.
Hey, we can do it even better. Whenever y'all ready, I can let y'all know when we having a party and y'all can come out and do some interviews.
Love it. Would love it.
That would be.
I'm in.
Kind of amazing.
I'm in.
You gotta be sober though.
Shit, we don't be sober.
Why the fuck I gotta be sober?
You're not.
I asked the best questions when What's wrong with you?
Well, first of all, Lily, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
This was beyond what I could have imagined it was going to be.
And I'm actually glad that some of the guys didn't show up because this room would have been packed.
We have virtual. It could have been people all on the screen.
That's fine. It's all good.
We
No,
had
this is dope.
The whole of House Arrest on the screen.
Oh my God.
But thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Oh, anytime.
Major history lesson of a part of Chicago, not forgotten one, but just not really talked about very much.
Yeah.
As much as it should be.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a staple in Black culture in Chicago. It's a foundation. It's something we all who grew up here knew and saw.
You got some people that try to keep pushing the culture out there so people can know it mainstream. But we still got these politics, the people in the big house that don't want that culture out there like that. And that's sad because
why is that?
They want to keep these kids reckless. Think about it. When we was dancing, we ain't had time to
They had time to be on bullshit.
Yeah, we ain't had time to gang bang. We ain't had time to steal. We didn't have time to do none of that when we was dancing. The first thing that they fucked up was when they took dancing from the Park District. When they stopped letting the dance groups be at the Park District because that gave the Park District something else besides the classes that they was teaching. Now you very seldom see kids at the park.
Yeah, well, the arts in general, not even just dance,
Yeah.
just the arts in schools
Yeah.
and in part districts, right? Like a kid that's not good in math, not good in English, right? Like all that shit. But they came to school because they were great at dance class,
Yeah.
or art class, or
Yeah.
whatever it was. There's the one thing that connected them to school.
Yep.
And when they start killing that,
That's just like a lot of these high schools now don't have shop classes.
yeah,
They took all that shit away.
yeah, that's right.
Which Bowen did have. It did have a
Oh,
shop class.
we know
Yeah.
that.
Had some.
Wasn't that what y'all
everything now.
majored in?
Fuck you.
Sorry,
Asshole.
You know I like to take my Bowen shots. I'm just kidding.
Thank you for
Kinda.
taking these bullets with me. I so appreciate it.
I ain't worried about
God damn. Fuck you.
Love it. Sorry.
But thank you for coming on.
Anytime.
Such a huge history lesson. We're going to
Absolutely.
continue the history. Well, before I go on, Brian, final thoughts.
So this was amazing. I wasn't quite sure. I was interested, but wasn't quite sure how this conversation was going to go. Glad that it went the way it went and that we learned so much. Sean actually has a couple of other ideas about.
I do.
I know you do, and we're gonna implement them. And I think that this is a conversation that needs to be had. I do want to mix them up a little bit,
Okay.
like spread them out a touch.
Why? Because you want to do some ratchety shit?
Well, you can. I love the ratchet.
I know
shit.
you do.
Well, when you come to one of the parties, you're going to see a lot of ratchet
Oh, I
shit.
love that shit. Let's go ratchet.
Yes.
But I do have a show set up next week, and then we'll bounce back to your idea the week after that.
Okay. What's next week?
Next week, I have three married gentlemen that will discuss why they cheat,
Oh, shit.
shit.
This
How-
is way better than my topic.
how they cheat, when they cheat.
Are they going to be on camera?
They will not be on camera. They will be live,
Sons of bitches.
but they will not be on camera.
Now, look, if y'all watching,
Hey, I ain't mad at it. Fuck
If
that.
you-
That's
Shit
right.
split.
Ain't nobody-
if you
and I
bring-
hope I get to one of them little voice motherfucking situations.
I
Bob
was just
Laters
about
and
to
shit.
say, if y'all bring y'all asses on here and black out y'all cameras and don't put some over y'all voices, y'all are idiots.
That's all right. I'm getting it from other cities and states. I think they might be safe. But I got three of them that's gonna come on, and they gonna talk about why they do what they do in these streets when they marry. I've been cultivating this topic for a while. I've been keeping it under wraps, but I feel like
You hiding it from me.
I've been hiding it from everybody. I didn't know if it was gonna happen. I didn't want to talk about it until I knew it was gonna happen. It's happening.
That's, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Okay, well,
We'll circle back.
I don't know
we'll
how
circle back.
to the 50 years of hip hop.
We'll circle back to 50 years.
Well, after that, I do want to do a show about Chicago hip hop, how it has influenced
Absolutely.
the whole hip hop
Absolutely.
culture, because that's something I definitely,
Absolutely.
much like Footwork and Juke, I know nothing about.
Well, the Chicago hip hop part goes right along into the Juke too.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we'll
Because
get,
some of the producers of Footwork is some of the producers of hip hop here in Chicago.
so yeah, we're gonna get into all that. So thank you guys. We're gonna get into this ratchety shit next week. Stay tuned. Tune your asses in. All right. Bye.
Peace, y'all.